Now, Jeff,
Yeah.
if we go by the Bible, then the earth and mankind, like if we go by we add up the genealogies of the Bible, whatever, earth and mankind are less than 10,000 years old. But science has proven that the earth is much older. How can I trust the Bible if science has clearly disproven it?
Such a good question.
Yes. All right. Wing number 3 is, which one is this one? It's getting hotter. Oh, fermented kimchi. I like kimchi, except it's 18,000 Scoville units. That's making me a little nervous. That's
That
good.
does have a good flavor.
It does have a good flavor.
Number 4, sauce number 4.
I own you, Wing. Yeah.
Los Calientes. That's a big jump to 33,000 Scoville heat units.
I'm dripping, I'm sorry. That's good too. I feel like there's some heat coming though. I don't know.
Famous last words, Troy. Now, I feel like I should preface my response to this question by, I got chicken in my teeth, hold on.
It's starting to get hot.
Okay. Let me preface my response by saying, our salvation in Christ is not dependent on whether we interpret Genesis literally or figuratively. Having said that, I personally believe the literal interpretation of Genesis is the best interpretation. So I am going to answer this question from that perspective.
Okay.
So now,
It's fair.
everything we know is based on observations that are made in the present. And after all, that's what science is. We start with a hypothesis, and then we test it. It's how we learn how the universe works. We record our observations, and over time we tweak the hypothesis until we discover a predictable relationship. Now, all of science is done in the present. No one has the ability to do science into the past. So, what observations are scientists making in the present that would lead them to believe that the Earth is billions of years old? There are two things, primarily. There is uniformitarianism and radiometric dating. So let's start by talking about uniformitarianism. There are natural processes like erosion and plate tectonics, and scientists observe these things happening at specific speeds.
Hey, it's not cheating if we drink milk, is it? Because I'm starting to heat up over here. Hey, that's not cheating.
Is that cheating?
No, we're not tapping out yet. I still got more to go.
You totally derailed my thought, too. So we observe things like erosion happening at specific speeds in the present, and uniformitarianism is the belief that those speeds have never changed. So what we observe happening today is exactly what we would observe if we climbed into a DeLorean and traveled 100 million years into the past. For example, let's look at the Grand Canyon. We observe that the Colorado River is eroding the sandstone of Arizona at a rate of so many millimeters per decade. We also observe that the canyon is 6,000 feet deep, so we work backward in order to determine that the canyon must be millions of years old. It's pretty straightforward, but there's a problem with this. None of those scientists are millions of years old. No one has been taking observations that whole time. So it's impossible to know scientifically that's how long it took. As a counterexample to the uniformitarian view, we can look at Mount St. Helens in Washington State.
I like where you're going. Basically, it's like observed science versus historical science. Like observed science, we believe in that. You know, that's where we get medicines. That's where we get understanding of the cosmos. Historical goes and says, we think it's this. And then when you reject the Bible because of historical science, that's where the problem goes.
Correct.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right.
I just need to talk.
At the base of Mount St. Helens, there's a canyon. And it's remarkably similar to the Grand Canyon, it's just a little bit smaller in scale. Now, uniformitarianism would have us believe that this canyon is at least hundreds of thousands of years old. However, there are many people in this room who are older than that canyon. In May of 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted. Many of you probably watched it happen on TV. And during that eruption, there was enough heat and movement that it melted snow and glaciers and caused landslides, which carved a deep canyon in solid rock in just days.
I feel like Mount St. Helens could be happening in my mouth right now. It's starting to warm up.
Well, based on this observation,
And I've got 6 left.
yes, we're at number 4. We're not even halfway done, Troy. You're in trouble. Oh. So, based on our observations, we can conclude there are 2 ways to carve a canyon. There is method number 1, a small amount of water moving slowly over a long time, and a large amount of water moving quickly for a short time. Troy, maybe you can help me out. Does the Bible describe any event that happened in the past where a large amount of water might have moved over land quickly enough to carve the Grand Canyon in a short time?
Oh yeah, Noah's Ark.
Exactly. There was a great flood in Noah's day. That accounts, or at least helps to explain, where it came from. Now, the second thing that I mentioned that scientists point to when they say, we've proven the Earth is billions of years old, is radiometric dating. There is a lot that I could say about this, but I'm fighting the clock. So I'll skip to the end and return to Mount St. Helens. In 1986, the lava dome finally cooled, and geologists were able to take samples of that rock. And they sent those samples out to a bunch of different laboratories. They told the scientists at these labs to calculate the ages of these rocks using our best radiometric dating methods. Now, I am older than those rocks, but nevertheless, those labs came back with ages as high as 2.8 million years. That is a 7,000,000% error rate. Now, be honest. If someone handed you a business report that said the values in this report are known to have a 7,000,000% error rate,
I'm not investing any money in that.
you would immediately throw it in the garbage.
Right.
When experimental methods don't match our direct observations, there must be something wrong with the methods, right? And this is precisely why more and more scientists are abandoning radiometric dating as a reliable method for calculating ages. The truth is, if we follow the evidence without bias, science and the Bible will never disagree.
Okay. Awesome, man. Appreciate it.